and these look really fancy, but they are super inexpensive and most important, super delicious. The first thing to do is to make some ground beef. Here's my take on it. I throw in 1.5 pounds of ground beef into the pan, then immediately throw in some onions. Mix everything well and start to cook them. Once fully cooked, throw in salt, freshly ground black pepper, and garlic paste. Mix everything well and combine all of these ingredients together. As now we're going to be adding flavor on top of flavor. For the first one, I threw in a good amount of tomato paste. Combine everything together and keep your heat high, because one of the things that you're trying to do is to create a fond on the bottom of the pan. It is extremely important not to let that burn. And to deglaze it, I like to throw in some red wine. Mix everything together until the pan is completely clean on the bottom. Then throw in some Worcestershire sauce and incorporate everything together. The only thing left to do is to throw in some parsley, mix it one more time, and your extremely flavorful ground beef is done. Now this is not only very cheap, but extremely delicious. Just eating this with some rice is incredible. Talking about that, that is exactly what we're gonna do. But we're gonna take the whole thing to an extreme level. After fully cooking your rice on your rice cooker, let them cool down a little. To make things easier for me, I'm using this mold right here, but if you don't have one, you can just mold it with your hands. You want to pack the rice tightly together with the form, because in the end you should be left with something like this. Now repeat the process until you have a bunch. As now the next step is to go ahead and deep fry them in duck fat. I'm going all out on this, but if you don't have duck fat, you can use any other type of oil you like. You want to deep fry them until you get a lightly golden brown color. As you can see, once I was done, this is what they look like. A nice crispy crust, but the middle is still nice and soft. Now the next thing to do is to assemble it. Just go nice and slow until you build a layer right on top. As now we need to go ahead and make a sauce. And for that, it's super easy. Let me show you. Into a bowl, I threw in a little bit of mayo, followed by sriracha, garlic paste, and a little bit of parsley. Mix it well, because the next step is to put it into a squeeze tube. And the easiest way to do that is to use a plastic bag. Just throw everything on it, cut out the tip, and squeeze everything into the bottle. In the end, if you want a nice fancy presentation, you should be left with something like this. As you can see, it easily allows you to make miniature dots. Now this thing looks really fancy, and I'll tell you one thing, it costs almost nothing. You can make a huge batch of this with only $10, and I think it's going to be the perfect side dish to go along with our steaks.
You want to try this first? And
Yeah,
I want to know your opinion. Tell me how you like
Just
it.
grab it with the hand.
Just grab it with your hand and then just bite on it and let me know. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Wow,
So easy to make
man,
and so good.
that's a whole mini meal on your hand.
Exactly. It's like a little hamburger or a meal, like you said. I mean, this is amazing.
I can see this being served on like a fancy party for real.
Yeah, no, for real. It's a hefty appetizer. You know what I mean?
It's gonna fill you up before you can tell.
Exactly. And as you saw it, super cheap to make. You don't have to use the duck fat if you don't want to. Use any other regular fat. Obviously, the duck fat's gonna give you something extra, but highly recommend. On today's video, Google reviews versus Yelp reviews. Which one do you trust more? Which one is your source to know where is the best place to eat? I'm gonna put both of them against each other to find out which one is gonna be better. First up, we got this restaurant called Francisca with over 23,000 reviews. It has to be amazing, right? Well, at least that's my hope. The problem with reviews is that sometimes they can be quite biased, and I want to know if they are true or not. Enough talking. They're known for their grilled chicken. I'm hungry. We gotta eat. Let's go. So we just arrived. They have a nice outdoor seating, nice atmosphere, looks nice. But with that being said, apparently they're known for their charcoal chicken, which I'm excited to try. Taking a look at the menu, there's quite a few things to choose from. I see a lot of appetizers here, and I'm gonna go for the cachapa, which I think is phenomenal, especially if it's done right. Also, they have the patacon picado. I'm gonna go for that as well. And of course, chicharrones, which is pork crackling with the meat, everybody. It is amazing, especially if it's done right. Now, it's a little bit difficult to do it correctly. It takes a little bit of skill because you want your chicharrone to be nice and crispy, but not so hard that it's gonna break your teeth, you know? And for the main course, I'll be ordering their famous chicken. Oh, yes, I will. Enough talking, and let's eat. Oh, wow, a lot of things arrived. Okay, gracias. So all of the appetizers arrived at the same time, everybody, and I kind of like that, you know? That way we can just rock and roll. But I'm gonna introduce to you one at a time. Here we have a cachapa. Now, if you've never had this, I will quickly give you an explanation. It is a dough made out of corn that they blended on the blender or sometimes even on a pesto and mortar, but it's filled up with a tremendous amount of cheese. They are all Latin American style cheeses. If you never had any of those cheeses, it's hard to explain what they actually taste like, but at the same time, this looks phenomenal. It looks incredible. I want to go ahead and dig right in. I'm gonna go right in the middle, everybody. Feels nice. Yeah, it's nice and tender. And this is what we have right here. Here you can clearly see all the 3 cheeses. Cheers. Wow, that is good. And I absolutely love the fresh cheese on top. I had a lot of cachapas, everybody, and this one right here is absolutely delicious, exactly what you would expect. The wonderful thing is the differences between the cheese and the sweetness of the corn. The top cheese right here, this one here is a little bit salty, so you feel that saltiness. Then you have the dough, which is slightly sweet, and then you have the sour cream-like cheese, which is nata. But I can promise you one thing, if you eat it, you're gonna like it. But next, the chicharrones. I'm the meat guy, so this one here, just by the looks, does not look like my favorite ones. I'll tell you why. First of all, the chicharrones, which is supposed to be the crispy part right here on the top, this is not crispy at all. What is this? Where's the chicharrones? It's supposed to be the skin, everybody. It's skinless. There is absolutely no crispy skin in this at all. This is a skinless pork belly. Let's give the chicharron a go. Oh no, that's terrible. Nothing being done on this chicharrone at all. They did absolutely nothing. They cut it in small cubes, threw it in the fryer, and served it to you. No additional flavor, no crispiness, no crunchiness. It's just average. Let's try with the sauce. So they have a green sauce here. I want to give this a try. With the sauce, cheers. That's a cilantro sauce. Made it slightly better. Not my favorite, not crispy, and there's no seasoning at all because they put all of the seasoning right now just on top of the chicharrone. It's just average. Next, we got empanada, and if you come to Miami, you're gonna find several different variations of empanada, and each little place, there's their own take on it. This is what we like to call Colombian style empanada. The dough is completely different. It's nice and crispy, and it's also quite greasy. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. Oh boy, that filling stuck together, everybody. But as you can see, they give you a generous amount of filling, which is a good thing. But let's give it a try. Cheers. Oh, very crispy, slightly sweet. You can definitely feel a lot of the bell peppers. That is what is bringing the sweetness. I tell you what, and I had a lot of empanadas. For me to say that I like this empanada, that's a good thing, everybody. That dough is made out of corn flour, and that's why it's so popular with a lot of people. This is a good empanada. I like it. And here we have their specialty, patacon. I'll be honest with you, never had it, never seen anything like it. Obviously, I love that they serve on a cast iron skillet. The outer crust is basically tostones. Nice and crispy, very delicious. Oh wow, excuse me, this part is amazing, everybody. Oh, I like that. Yeah, this is nice and crispy and exactly what I was expecting. But now I want to see what the filling, let's see what the fuss is all about. I'm gonna go inside here and see what they have inside, everybody. So there's a lot of things going on here. Oh, a generous amount of meat. Ooh, take a look at that. I'm not quite sure even of what it is, but it looks nice and creamy. Enough talk, let's give it a go right now. Oh wow, with some crispiness. That is delightful. I've never had anything like this. I'll be honest with you. They are putting a lot of sauces over here. That's why it is super creamy. The meat, it's skirt steak. They actually just sauteed on a pan. But I think what's bringing everything together is the sauce. I'll be honest with you. Skip all other appetizers and go for this. And here we have the main course. Wow. So we got the grilled chicken here that is actually done on charcoal. I'm really looking forward to this one. But also the yuca that I told you guys about. Now they put a sauce. Normally it's like a garlic sauce on top. I'm excited to try it. And obviously here they have tostones. It is fried plantains, not banana, even though it looks like a banana. The best application for plantains is actually doing tostones like this, which is nice and crispy, salty. This is amazing, everybody. It's phenomenal. I like it a lot. Oh, I can eat 1,000 of those. But that's not what we're here for. We are here for the chicken, their main dish, what they're known for. And we actually had a very concerning reveal.
Yoli says, I really don't understand where these glowing reviews are coming from. Yes, the service is great, but that's where everything ends. Their food is tasteless, the chicken doesn't even come warm, and I won't be coming back. 1 star. Just by the looks, it looks totally fine to me. I had piri piri chicken in Portugal, and that was on a whole nother level, so I want to see how this one is gonna be. But I'm also gonna grab that crispy skin, which is quite important. This is a much better bite. We have meat in one side, and then on the other side, we have that crispy skin. Oh wow, that has a very interesting off flavor. I thought it was gonna be great. I went through a little roller coaster of emotions there, everybody. At first bite, it was nice and savory taste on my mouth, so it seemed fantastic. But as you take more bites, it has an off flavor to the chicken. I don't feel any charcoal flavor whatsoever, and I'm comparing this with the chicken that I had in Portugal. That was life-changing good, okay? The flavor that is left on my mouth is quite unpleasant. I'm not a fan. The skin is supposed to be nice and crispy, but it's quite rubbery, so it's not crispy at all. Let me try this yuca. I'm really curious about the yuca. A yuca with the sauce on top. Cheers. Okay, that yuca is delicious, okay? The chicken is not bland, and the chicken does have a good amount of flavor. However, the flavor that it has, it's not my thing. Next up, the most recommended restaurant in Yelp, Bocas. I'm looking forward to this because the pictures look incredible. And most importantly, let's see how good the food actually is. Because in the end of the day, everybody, it doesn't matter what anyone says. It's all about the food. Let's go.
Okay, we just arrived here in this restaurant, everybody. It's a nice setting. I like the settings. They also have Christmas lights going on. So here's the menu. Boca's House. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Is the picanha good?
It's great.
Very good. It's not good. It's very good. Oh my God. I got excited.
Picanha.
She said that the Wagyu picanha is very good, everybody. And if you put a Wagyu picanha on the menu, I'll be honest with you, I'll be ordering it. We have our first appetizer, the shrimp calça. It looks fantastic. The shrimp seems to have a very creamy sauce, a nice, beautiful mashed potato on the bottom. Well, enough talking, let's dig into it right now. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove a little bit of this shrimp and go directly into the mashed potato. Oh, it has a little bit of avocado as well. Completely destroy the whole thing, everybody. The shrimp is super creamy. Take a look at that. Wow. The shrimp has a wonderful lemony flavor that is a creamy sauce, but with also a lot of acidity. So it ties up together perfectly with shrimp. Next, we got this monster appetizer platter with several different things. Croquetas, which looks phenomenal, nice and crispy. We also got the pequeños arepitas. It's a very tiny pieces of chicharrón. Looks absolutely phenomenal, everybody. So let's see what this croqueta is all about. It is super crispy. Oh, look at the inside. It is seafood. Nice and creamy, very small hints of seafood flavor. I can tell you immediately that they're using codfish for this. Next, I'm gonna dig into this tequeño. So this is basically fried dough, and inside they have cheese, everybody. Look at that. Oh, it is perfect. The batter is slightly sweet. The cheese is Venezuelan cheese, but very similar to like mozzarella cheese. It is as good as it gets for a tequeño. So this is an arepita, very famous in Venezuela, and as you can clearly see inside, it's just made out of corn flour. Nice and crispy. Oh man, everything is good. I'm gonna try with the sauce, this green sauce right here, which I think is cilantro based. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, these are top notch. Lastly, we got the cheese. So this is fried cheese, nicely golden brown, which I like very much. Nice and gooey. Let's go ahead and break this cheese apart. Oof. It's delicious. It's like fried mozzarella, but without breadcrumbs. Just the best part of the mozzarella stick. That's what that tastes like. That's good. I'm looking forward to my picanha. Both of these appetizers are absolutely delicious, but there's a very concerning review we must talk about.
Darlene says, our table had cockroaches on it. 1 star. Ugh, I really hope my table doesn't have cockroach. That's terrible. Anything but cockroach.
So the picanha has arrived. What is this? I'm not used to people cutting the picanha. I actually don't like that at all because all of the... So I have mixed feelings over here, especially they put sauce on top of the picanha. I mean, it looks like it was cooked medium rare, which is totally great. Not quite sure. I have mixed feelings, everybody. I'm not gonna lie, okay? It's sliced nice and thin. However, I can immediately tell that they cut it with the grain. Second of all, why is there a green sauce and a white sauce on top of it? I'm gonna get one that has only one sauce and not multiple sauces. It looks like you got a nice crust. It also rendered the fat properly, so let's give it a try. Cheers. Oh no, we were doing so well. It's not a good one at all, everybody. First of all, there's no seasoning, there's no salt whatsoever on this picanha. I think they're trying to mask it with the sauce. Since I didn't get much sauce, there's nothing going on. And it's also bitter because the char is way too strong. Too much char on this picanha. So whenever you cook your picanha, you don't want to overdo it with the crust, because if you do, it will taste bitter, and that is exactly what this one tastes like. Oh no. I'm gonna take another bite and see if this is actually a Wagyu picanha like they're stating it is. Keep in mind that they're charging a lot of money for this here. So, oh man, it is a Wagyu picanha, but I think I know what's going on here. The issue with this is that it tastes like old meat. If a restaurant orders something and they don't sell it right away, you know, they'll just freeze it and refreeze it. That's what this one tastes like. It's slightly bitter. That's probably one of the worst picanhas I've had so far. Notch. This part, not a huge fan. I went to both restaurants. First, the top-rated restaurant in Google. Not everything was perfect. I think the biggest difference is between Yelpers and Googlers. Yelpers are more on the foodie side. Now that can be a good thing and a bad thing. Both top-rated restaurants were not perfect in any way. That goes to show you something. Whether you use Yelp or Google, they can both be a great tool to help you decide where to go, but they should definitely not be your final decision. And even though these were the top-rated restaurants in this area, should I try the worst-rated restaurants to see if they're true or not? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'm down, as I have a feeling a lot of restaurants are actually suffering because of reviews. Be sure to subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what you would like to see next, because I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
On today's video, I'm going to be cooking steaks right in front of Salt Bay's restaurant. Oh yes, it's a little cold here in Florida, as you guys can see. I just want to cook a steak right over there. You know, me and Salt Bay have not been the best of friends. Let's just say that we don't see eye to eye, but I am ready to put that aside. I don't know if that's true or not, but I thought, you know what? Would it be a perfect thing for me to cook right next to his restaurant? That sends a good message that I'm ready to become good friends. Salt Bay, if you're watching this video, I think you are an interesting character, let's just say the least. I'm becoming a little soft, everybody. I'm becoming nicer nowadays, you know what I mean? So maybe he's willing to be my best friend.
Now this is supposed to run an entire house with electricity. But if you open the tunnel right here, and we open the back, this spot has the outlets. We have two 120 and 150 amp. I'm gonna be using everything to test it and see if it actually can cook everything. And the first thing we're gonna start off is a butter poached steak. Let's go. Ha! Got my setup here. First thing I'm gonna do is see if this thing actually works. It does turn on. Yes! Now, here's what I got to work with. I got a beautiful Wagyu picanha marbling score 8, and I got some butter over here. Let's just say it's a generous amount, right? It is smoking, so it's working very well. I'm gonna go ahead and put this butter in here. Woo! Oh, I wish you could smell this, everybody. It smells phenomenal. 10 out of 10. See, we want to melt this butter nice and slow. I'm very curious to see how much better it's going to consume. We're starting off the steak with 201 miles and at 67%. When we're done cooking with the steak, let's see what's going to happen. The smell of this thing is intoxicating, everybody. Now, here's the deal. I'm not going to season the picanha at all right now, because if not, it's just going to go bye-bye. Since it's fully melted, I'm going to start by putting the fat side down, okay? That's quite important. I'm going to lower it nice and slow, and it's also going to render a little bit of that fat, and I'll just swirl nice and slow. And then once I got that fat a little bit cooked, I'm gonna go ahead and slowly put that picanha down. Immediately lower a little bit the temperature, because I want to poach it nice and slow. And we're going to monitor the temperature here, because the key is to cook it to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. No more, no less. I have reached 100 internal temperature, everybody. Exactly what I wanted. Take a look at this picanha. It looks phenomenal already. It's even getting a little bit of sear, which is surprising. I wasn't expecting that. I'm going to set it down right here. But now, just like every sous vide steak, we need to put a sear on it. We're going to wait for this cast iron to heat up. It normally takes no time at all. It's already smoking. That's insane. All right, got a little bit of avocado oil right here. I'm gonna put that in. Now I'm gonna lower the temperature a little bit. I don't want it to be extremely hot, because it might be a little bit too hot. And as always, please start with the fat first, okay? Always sear the fat. That is a key of a good picanha. If you sear the fat, it's gonna be way better. Oh man, this is quite fun, everybody. It's a lot better to cook outdoors than indoors. I want you to take a look at the fat. It's been no longer than, I don't know, maybe a minute. You see that? Golden brown. That's what we want. Nice, beautiful fat, golden brown. We want to have full contact right now. Now with butter poached steak, the best thing you can do is always season it before and brine the steak. Since we didn't have time with this one, we're going to be seasoning it after. What a nice crust. And that crust is the butter caramelizing on the edge right here. That's amazing. That looks phenomenal. Beautiful, beautiful crust. We're gonna cook this picanha into the internal temperature is 135, which is my preferred doneness. I got a nice, beautiful crust. I couldn't be happier. I know it's fully cooked in the middle, but now one thing that I recommend doing, and a lot of chef does as well, since it's fully cooked, we're gonna let it rest a little bit, even though it's freezing outside. Looks nice. It's starting to rain. Thankfully, it's not freezing weather. If not, it will be snowing. All right, so I got the picanha rested for quite some time. So let's go ahead and slice this thing up. It's nothing better than a nice warm steak. Tiny bit of black pepper. I would say for me, cooking on the Cybertruck the very first time, I'm happy with it. It's nice and juicy. Maybe slightly medium instead of medium rare, but nevertheless, let's give this a try. I said it before, and I'll say it again. There's nothing better than a picanha. The butter poaching actually gave an additional extra flavor to the picanha, which is quite different. And it is expected to overcook slightly when you butter poach something versus you cooking it directly on the charcoal. For the first time cooking on a Cybertruck, it's a win-win.
Even though the picanha was great, I wanted to cook some burgers and see how the Cybertruck would do. So I started by first caramelizing some onions.
Well, that took about 45 minutes. It takes time to caramelize the onions, everybody. I'm not gonna lie. But as you can see, it's nicely caramelized. Exactly what I want on my burger. I'm gonna actually set this aside right here. Now, we're gonna go ahead and cook the burgers. These are fresh patties. I'm gonna season it with a generous amount of salt, tiny bit of black pepper, and we're gonna cook this burger. Onions are super caramelized. I'm done with these onions for now. I'm gonna go ahead and reserve them right over here so we can build our burger. That's it. Have these burgers cooked nice and slow. While the burger is cooking, as you can clearly see, it's gonna take a second. I'm already gonna see if this thing can handle multiple things at the same time. So I'm gonna cook on the air fryer. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug multiple things in it to see if the Cybertruck can handle it. Let's see what's gonna happen. I don't know if it can take that much power. These are very powerful appliances. Prep some fries, baby. Got some fries right here. So I'll cook the fries first because they take longer. And then right after, I'll be cooking the steak. And I'll show you exactly what I'm gonna do. Into the fryer they go. I'm gonna set it up to 400 for 10 minutes. Will it be able to handle both at the same time? I have no idea. That's a lot of power being drawn for the truck. I don't know, but I'm excited to find out. So we're cooking both at the same time, the burger and also air fryer steak with fries, and we are still at 196 miles. It's drawing out almost no power. That's a good thing, but let's go ahead and flip these burgers. All right, those burgers still need a little bit more time, but the air fryer has been 10 minutes. Ooh, it is working like a charm. Oh, that nice warm. It's like I'm getting a facial. Very nice. Okay, so now here's what I'm gonna do. Since I got these fries going, I'm gonna make a little pocket right here in the middle. I don't want my fries to get soggy. They still need about 10 more minutes. This steak has been dry brine and seasoned since yesterday. We'll put it right here in the middle, and I'm gonna cook this steak here. Into the air fryer it goes at the highest setting, 450 for 6 minutes. Let's go. Let's see how that one is gonna turn out. And my burgers are looking great. This griddle is not as powerful as I thought it was gonna be, but we're getting somewhere. Oh, okay, we're getting somewhere. I'm gonna put these onions right back here just to warm them up a little bit since it's a little bit cold. Now it's all up to you how much onions you want. I'm going to put this much right here. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna flip this burger, flip this one here. I'm gonna grab this American cheese. One goes right up here, and the second one goes right over here. I'm gonna grab this one. I'll put it right on top, just like that. And I'll grab this one, and I'll put it on top of this one. And I'm gonna grab this bun. I'll lay it down right here for now. Tiny bit of Japanese mayo. I'm gonna grab the burger, put it right on top, just like that. And I'm gonna crown the burger. Now we're not done yet, and here what makes this burger quite special for me. I'm gonna go ahead and skewer it all the way down, just like that. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and slice this burger right in the middle, like so. Now here's the thing. You can clearly see that the burger is cooked all the way through, right? But here's what's gonna make it even more special. I'll put a tiny bit of mayo here, tiny bit of mayo here, and I'm gonna lay it right down there. Same goes with this one, right on top of the mayo. We're gonna just let this caramelize for a little bit. Oh yeah, I got a nice little caramelization here, and I wanna show you guys. Now that looks delicious to me. Oh yeah, ooh, beautiful. Let's check on our steak. Ooh, steak and fries. I mean, I'm not proud of this crust. I'm not gonna say it's a perfect crust, but the last thing you wanna do is to overcook the steak. You overcook a steak, that's sacrilegious. And right now it's still at 75 degrees Fahrenheit, so we can go a little bit longer. No problem at all. While that's going, let's taste these burgers. What good is it if you make good food and you don't share, everybody? Cheers. Let me know how it tastes, huh?
Cheers.
Let's see.
Oh, those caramelized onions are fire. Dude.
That's so good. It's greasy, delicious, exactly what you would expect from a burger. You know, if your burger is not greasy, you're not doing it right. What do you think? So good, right? And obviously, it's not medium rare, and it was never supposed to be. This is a caramelization burger. The more caramelized it is, the better it's gonna be. I mean, what a wonderful bite. You like it?
Yeah.
You don't want to talk? You're too cold?
It's very cold.
This warms you up, though. We got an air fryer steak. I'm excited to try that. I think it's time. Oh, I don't mind that at all. Is it perfect? No, absolutely not. But we got a little bit of caramelization here on the steak. The fries are nice and crispy. Some of them are not evenly cooked, but that's fine. Oh, that's good. Super crispy. This is gonna hit different. Grab my steak. I'm gonna let my steak rest right here. I'll be honest with you. I didn't think the Cybertruck was gonna perform this well, cooking an actual meal for the family. When I first started, I was a little bit skeptical about cooking the steak on the back of the Cybertruck, but it performed very well. It did its job. It provided electricity that it needed to provide. And the steak, obviously on an air fryer, it's not the best steak ever, but you can clearly see, everybody, if you are in a hurry and you just want to throw everything in to have a nice meal, is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Will it be the best steak ever? Well, I'm not sure. We're going to try it right now. Let's go ahead and slice it. I'm not calling this one a medium rare, for sure not. I'm calling this one kind of like medium. As you can see, the longer it sits, more the red will come. But nevertheless, let's give you guys an honest review here. Yo, it's not perfect, but there's nothing wrong with that. I do not mind this. If you are tailgating, you want to cook something quickly, it works very well. As you can clearly see, the longer you sit down here, the more red it becomes. I call that steak blooming, so it's the redness, the pinkness is coming out. Right? It's not like a charcoal steak, which on the charcoal will be better, but if it's a nice cold day, I don't mind this.
It's so cold out here. You could have made a steak however you wanted it. As long as it was warm, I'd like it. But regardless, this is actually pretty good. Not the best crust, but
No.
throughout,
No, no, no.
still pretty tasty. Let me try one of these fries.
Yeah. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about the microwave, everybody? The huge microwave, which is black, but at least it's black, it's not silver. Now I am gonna go ahead and serve a little bit of this steak to Salt Bay's employees so that they can taste my steak. I wonder if they're gonna let me record it. Well, I just hope the people there likes my steak. Let's see what happens. Here goes nothing. See you guys on the next one. Take care, buddy.
Everyone knows Japanese people are known for their Wagyu, but there's one other thing that they're also known for very much so, and that would be eggs, everybody. The eggs in Japan is just different. Eggs are a staple in Japanese cuisine. Oh yes, it is. They have it several different ways, including amu rice, which is what this video is all about today. But believe me when I tell you, there are so many other dishes that Japanese people use for eggs. Take, for example, one of my favorite things to eat, and that would be a convenience store egg sandwich. Now, I know you're thinking like, come on, it's just an egg sandwich. But this one is different, everybody, and it's different for one specific reason. They use a very special bread and also an exquisite mayo. Every time I got an opportunity to go to a convenience store like Family Mart, 7-Eleven, I would get one of those. The best part is how easy it is to make. Let me show you. In order to make the delicious egg sandwich from Japan, the first thing you need to do is to boil some eggs. Here's a trick to peel them easier. Make sure you listen to that little crack. That's a signal that the shell released pressure, so it's going to be easier to peel later on. I like to use this little tool. It lets me know when they're fully ready. That way I don't need a timer. As the eggs are cooking, let's talk about bread. In Japan, they use milk bread, and it is delicious, but here in the United States, it's not widely available. So I highly recommend using butter bread. It is delicious, and it's pretty much the same thing, if not better, everybody. I know I'm going to get hate for it, but it is. Just make sure you cut out the edges, though. That is very important. If not, you're not going to have the same experience. Then you want to strain the water and peel those eggs. And if you did this trick right, it is very simple and easy to peel the eggs. Now, to take the egg yolk, this one I highly recommend. You want to roll your knife through the whole egg. Then in the end, separate two halves, and you are able to remove the entire egg yolk just like this. Now you want to go ahead and chop up the egg whites for texture. That's the only reason you're separating both of them. Now to prepare the egg mix is very simple. First, with a fork, smash those egg yolks. Once they're fully smashed, you want to add mayo. But not any kind of mayo. This is important. QP mayo. The real deal. Hellmann's Dukes is not the same. To finish it off, season it with salt and pepper. Mix it really well. Then you want to go ahead and add the egg whites back in. Mix it a little bit more. And that's the egg mix. It's that simple. To finish it off, grab a parchment paper. Lay down the bread. A generous amount of the egg mix. Now since this bread here in the United States is very small, you got to do a double stack. So after adding another slice, go ahead, more egg mix, and finish it off with a top bun. And if you want a nice beautiful presentation, wrap the whole thing up, slice it, and to make it even prettier, add a little bit of parsley right on top. Why is it so good? Now I'm going to be enjoying this, but I'm also going to be showing you how to make the amu rice at home. First, check this out. Omurice is basically fried rice with egg on top. Now, the variations that they have there in Japan is insane. I thought there was only one kind, and that would be Kichi Kichi Omurice, which at least to me is the most well-known here in the United States because this guy is everywhere. And on this video, we're gonna be going there and learning exactly how to make it. But I wanted to try others to compare. And the very first one I had was this one.
Very classic. This side, they have ketchup, and then here we have the omurice itself. Let's give it a try. Oh, that's tasty. I mean, it's very simple. Not much going on here, but the flavor is nice.
That one is as simple as it gets, everybody. The fried rice, instead of having many different things, it was mixed with ketchup. Then they encased the whole thing with the egg and slather a good amount of ketchup on top. I'll be honest with you, it's really good. And if you go through different places, this one specifically is the most popular one they have. Now, if you've ever been to a restaurant in Japan, they literally have every single plate that they have available on a showcase right before you go in.
I think it's a genius way of presenting your menu without actually having to open it and see pictures. We'll just have a fake plate for you. It's awesome.
This ketchup omurice was good, but this next one that I had,
It has arrived, everybody. Super exciting. Let's open it up right now. Demi-glace, mix that up. Very mild flavor, not very strong demi-glace. There's some mushrooms in here also because I chose the cheese one. Very good. Clean up the whole plate, and I want to lick the plate.
they're specifically using demi-glace sauce to make the fried rice. And he also has chicken and mushrooms. The egg is wrapped around the rice, not on top like Kichi Kichi. This one specifically is one of the most delicious thing I've ever had in Japan. It is so good because of two reasons: the sauce and the egg. Unlike Kichi Kichi Omurice, the egg is not extremely runny. And at least for me, that gives you an incredible mouthfeel. But at the end of the day, it's all about the flavor of that demi-glace. And believe me when I tell you, you can make it at home. And I'm gonna show you guys how you can experience the same thing as Kichi Kichi Omurice, doing it in your house.
So we're actually trying to find the location. It's not that simple, but I think we found it. And it's on an alley. This is the location, everybody, what you don't see. Oh yeah, it is time. Let's go. Thank you so much. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get to try this. Very exciting, very hungry too. Here we have the corn soup. Let's give it a try. Very flavorful. Love the oil on top. That's a very good start.
Next thing they had out on the menu that I wanted to try was beef croquette.
Croquette looks fantastic. Let's see what's inside.
This one is straight up potato and beef. It almost reminds me of stewed meat. But enough about the items that they have there, because now it was time for the show.
Making.
Now what he was doing there, he wasn't just for show. It's called wok-hei. It gives an incredible flavor to your chicken, kind of like a smoky flavor. As he's adding every single ingredient, that takes a while, everybody, because he's a showsman. I'm telling you, you're not there just to eat the omurice. Because if you just wanted to eat, you can go to anywhere in Japan, but you cannot get this experience anywhere else.
Oh, a lot of butter. A lot of butter. Oh!
But if I'm being honest, the whole star is the demi-glace sauce. And he makes sure to slather it on, everybody. He's not shy about that demi-glaze.
He can toss.
But listen, enough about the fried rice, everybody, because if I'm being completely honest, it is all about the way he makes the omelet. And it is one of the most difficult omelets to make in the planet. But watch this guy at work.
Oh.
If I'm being completely honest with you, if you try to make that, it's going to be very, very hard. But everything led up to this point because I wanted to eat it.
Needs more salt or something, but it's good. The demi-glaze is not that powerful. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this omurice.
Now let's talk about the taste. Here's the thing about Japanese food. They don't put a lot of salt. So that might make sense to you or not, but the good thing is that if you're making at home, you can make it as flavorful as you want. The fried rice was good, but in the end of the day, what really made it better was the demi-glace sauce and the texture of the egg. Now when you're there at the restaurant, there are two options that he gives you. You either want cutting or flying omelette. Cutting is the most famous one, is where he slices it and you can see everything fall nicely. The other one is the flying version, where he just tosses it on top of his shoulder and it lands right on top of the rice. And the best part is that I'm going to show you how to make it right now. First thing you need to do is to cook your rice the day before. Then put it on a sheet pan and let it rest until the next day. Get all your mise en place together. This is exactly what I'm using for this specific recipe, because everything is about to go real quick. First, you want to go ahead and put a little bit of oil on the pan and start cooking your chicken. Don't season it. I know, it sounds weird, because once you're done, set it on a dish to rest. Now in another pan, add a little bit of oil, followed by shallots and garlic. Start getting a little bit of color. Then you want to add something spicy. I added sambal. Mix that up a little bit and immediately throw in your rice. Mix everything together and combine. Now add the chicken right back in, season it with a good amount of salt, freshly ground black pepper, green onions, and the special sauce, which by the way is super simple to make. And that's because I'm using this ingredient, pre-packaged demi-glaze. But you gotta prepare it in a specific way. First, under low heat, go ahead and add all of the demi-glaze. I went with 2 packages. Then very slowly start whisking some heavy cream. And that is to make the sauce a little bit more mild, because this sauce is very powerful. For taste and flavor, I like to add a little bit of soy sauce. Then keep whisking and add a tiny bit of sesame oil. Whisk, whisk, whisk until everything combines, and there's your demi-glaze sauce. It's that simple. So now you want to go ahead and add a generous amount of this sauce into the rice. And make sure to mix everything well to combine, because the color is going to start changing. And most importantly, the rice is going to start having that wonderful flavor. And that's one of the reasons I didn't season the chicken before. If not, everything's going to be extra salty. Now to finish it up, I'm using this mold that I got from Kichi Kichi. But you can use a bowl or anything you have. You just want a nice beautiful shape. The good thing about this mold is that it slides off very easily. Now you want to set that down on the plate and go ahead and whisk 3 eggs. That's how much he uses per person. If you want to have a super smooth omelette, you want to go ahead and run it through a sieve. But if I'm being honest and you want to save time, skip this. Now here's the most important step. Start heating up your pan. Immediately add a generous amount of butter. And right before the butter starts getting brown, you want to go ahead and turn off the heat and immediately add the egg in there. You must use chopstick. I've tried this with a spatula and it's not the same. Now start shaking the whole thing so you can get the texture. Keep doing it until you see everything start solidifying, like this. Because once it's done, you want to go ahead and run a spatula through the edges to make sure that it's not sticking any longer. Because the next step is the hardest one of them all, and that is to put on top of the rice. Go ahead and remove your mold, and carefully as you possibly can, add the omelette right on top. Because to finish it up, you add a tiny bit of that demi-glace sauce right on top, and a generous amount of parsley. And there you have it. If you care about the taste and you want to know if it tastes good, make this. It's not that hard. Anyone can make it. The presentation might not be as nice, but I can promise you one thing. The taste is really, really, really close, if not identical, everybody. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and you give it a try to both the egg sandwich and also the hamburger rice at home. If you did enjoy, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. On today's video, I'm going to share so we decided to go ahead and have some lunch.
So we are currently in Alberobello in Italy. This location is well known for their special houses. It is beautiful. It's a sight to see. The rooftops of the houses are crazy, everybody. I've never seen anything like it. We got a little hungry. We found this restaurant. It looks pretty interesting because all of the other restaurants, they were actually closing up shop. But I got lucky because when I took a look at the menu, they had some Wagyu here. I had no idea. So I went ahead and ordered a Wagyu. I also ordered a lobster pasta. My wife ordered the orecchiette with turnip turnips. It's gonna be a green pasta.
Let's see.
We got a lobster pasta right here. I will say that this pasta looks incredible, so we're gonna give this a go. Cheers. Spaghetti is cooked al dente, which I like. Little pieces of shrimp right here. I'm definitely gonna get inside of that lobster. Check that out. I'm wondering if they're gonna get really upset if I order Parmesan cheese. Should I order?
No.
My wife said no because they look very serious here. So I don't want to offend any Italian. I thought this was gonna be orecchiette. It's just tomatoes. Oh, no, wow. The pasta is not that great, I'll be honest. But this tomato is in a whole nother level.
Here, the biggest issue I had with this pasta. Number one, it was lacking seasoning. And maybe the worst one of them all is that the seafood was overcooked. Because the ingredients are so fresh in Italy, the tomatoes made it not that bad. But even though this was okay, as the next thing I decided to order was the Wagyu. And remember what they said it in the menu, an A5 Wagyu. So this thing had to be real good.
Oh wow, so the Wagyu has just arrived. I can tell immediately a few things. The mashed potatoes seems to be quite runny, but the Wagyu is right there. It doesn't look like A5. I think I'm getting ripped off in Italy right now. Let's see. No, the fact that they're calling this Wagyu A5 is a disgrace. Okay, so that was not the best restaurant. I will say the location is beautiful, everybody, but it does seem like a tourist trap and they're treating you like one. Number one, that was not a Wagyu steak. It's not even a Wagyu A1, which is the lowest grading there is. Not only was it not fatty enough, it didn't have the flavor, it wasn't tender. They still kept the silver skin and had the silver skin there for you to eat it. But I'll be honest with you, the pasta wasn't great. My wife didn't eat all of her food either. We are still hungry and we gotta look for some more food. On top of that, the bill was 95 euros. But this location is beautiful. That's that restaurant review. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and sometimes it's shit.
Here's something to remember whenever you see Japanese Wagyu A5 on the menu. This is a marketing strategy most restaurants use. A Japanese Wagyu A5 would never look something like this, especially given to you with silver skin, and you can clearly see that it's not as fatty as it's supposed to be. When in Italy, don't order a Japanese steak. Try to get something more traditional, like bistecca florentina, which is what they're known for. However, on my next stop, I was shocked to see certain things.
You can see all the meat hanging out completely unrefrigerated. That right there is not a good sign. This man just came out of the restroom and went ahead and started carving meat immediately. I'm quite picky where I have my meat, everybody, and safety is your #1 priority. And if things are not refrigerated, bacteria can grow. It's not a good sign. Zero sanitation. And it's definitely somewhere I would not buy meat at all. This is horrendous.
Be aware of these locations, everybody. Meat should always be refrigerated. If not, bacteria can grow quite quickly. So I would definitely not order meat from there. But even though we're talking about meat, Italy is known for pasta. And there's one thing that I was really looking forward to. And you've probably seen this being done many times, which is to cook the pasta inside of a cheese wheel. However, little did I know that this was going to be another tourist trap that I was attracted to. And the first sign was this, them having a lady in front of the restaurant making the pasta fresh for you. This is not a good sign, so definitely keep an eye on for that. But as soon as I walked into this restaurant, I was ready to place an order and see if it was good or bad.
So they do have bistecca alla florentina, but I already had that in several different restaurants. I want to try something different and just see how they cook it, if it's going to be different or not. I also ordered the Parmesan pasta where they cook it inside of the Parmesan wheel. I'm excited to try it. So this is bread that they brought over. It reminds me of punch cake. Hopefully it's going to be good. Oh, it's just fried dough, like fried pizza dough, everybody. Not the best. Here's the caprese salad. Seems like they put a generous amount of black pepper on the top over there. We have some fresh tomatoes. These tomatoes look incredible. Nothing crazy. This caprese salad is like whatever. Okay, so she's gonna do it right there. I see. She puts it first, and then she flambés it. Now she scrapes it. Now she went inside to bring the pasta, and I think she's gonna bring it nice and hot and melt it together with the cheese. Oh, a generous amount of pasta in there. Oh, she's melting everything together, mixing the whole thing, and she goes ahead and places it up. The final product, nice and hot and ready to be tried.
Oh yeah, it's good, creamy, kind of soupy. The pasta is freshly made for sure, as I saw them doing it on the front over there. I mean, it's nothing special. It's not like crazy delicious, life-changing, but it's a good one. And here's their take on lasagna. The ragu lasagna, very different than what I'm used to. I can feel the truffle oil. This lasagna is not good. And here we have the tortelloni. Inside there's spinach and ricotta. Oh wow, this is so bad. I don't understand why they put rabbit food inside of the pasta. This was a 0 out of 10. And the steak has arrived, everybody. This one is actually not cooked raw. It's actually medium rare, which I like. However, you can immediately tell that this crust just as I expected. It is not seasoned properly. The crust is not good. It is chewy. Give me a second, I gotta chew.
One eternity later.
Oof. If you want to get ripped off, everybody, this is the place for you. What a complete disappointment. Tourist trap. So that is the definition of a tourist trap. There's not one Italian person eating in there, and for good reason, everybody. It's all about that pasta show, making the pasta in the front of the shop so that it can lock you in to think that that's the most authentic way. They charge you an arm and a leg for it. They charge you a cover charge just for you to sit down on the table, to share a table. I didn't film people next to me, and you're not sitting it by yourself. It's actually a community table. There was more people. But not only that, the food is just average. You know, that rabbit food pasta that we order over there is just a complete nonsense. Terrible. The steak is just, what a disaster. The chewiest, unevenly cooked, improperly seasoned, worst steak I had in Italy. But that is how I got tricked on going to a tourist trap. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new, because I definitely did. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't fall for it like I did. Today, I'm gonna outdo the Hut. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I love Pizza Hut, especially the stuffed crust pizza. But I wanna do something no one has ever done before. But first, research. Let's go get a pizza. Wow, brings back so many memories. I mean, you already know what this tastes like. Absolute heaven, everybody, especially if you grew up eating it. Nowadays, I still enjoy it, but I have grown to like something better, and that would be the Neapolitan style pizza. But today I'm about to do something that might piss off the Italians, because I am making a Neapolitan style pizza, just like I learned with my friend Vito, with a steak stuffed crust. So I'm gonna head back to the studio. I'm gonna use this one to compare and see which one is gonna come out better. I have high hopes, I really do. By the way, I have high hopes that I'm gonna win.
Now the first and most important thing is the pizza dough. And for that, I'm using the recipe that I learned from my Italian friend Vito. I have a full video on how to make it, and it is the best pizza dough in the planet. The next thing we're gonna need is the sauce. Use the best tomatoes you can find, because you wanna go ahead and throw them in a bowl, followed by some basil leaves, a generous amount of olive oil, then you wanna crush them up and taste it for seasoning. Add salt little by little, make sure not to add too much, because that's the pizza sauce. Now my biggest worry is that I have no idea how the meat is gonna behave inside of the crust. So first we're gonna do a test, and for that I'll be using ground beef. So once the dough was fully opened, I went ahead and added ground beef to the edges. Not too much, about just an inch in diameter. Once that was done, I went ahead and closed the whole thing up, added a generous amount of tomato sauce, followed by some fresh mozzarella, and into the oven it goes. The thing with this pizza is that you gotta cook it nice and slow. You don't want to cook it in 60 seconds. You want to make sure that that meat is fully cooked. And in the end, check it out. I believe that this is the world's first meat-stuffed Neapolitan style pizza pie. So even though this was just a test, it seemed to be working perfectly. The meat cooked all the way through, and I was pleased with these results. So next up, we're gonna take up a notch. And for that, I'll be using this. Oh yes! A beautiful Australian Wagyu marbling score 8-9 and 2 filet mignons, which you can see they are nicely marbled. First thing to do is to get them seasoned. I added a generous amount of salt, followed by freshly ground black pepper and garlic powder. Once they were fully seasoned, outside we went to get a nice char flavor. So I immediately put it on a high heat and started to get a sear. You gotta remember one thing, I'm not trying to cook the steak. All I'm trying to do is to get a nice crust here, and a little bit of char as well. And once I was done with the crust, I went ahead and sliced it up. And the steak came out perfect. still nicely rare, because remember, we're gonna cook these twice. So I went ahead and chopped everything up and made it into small pieces. Then I added that to a bowl, followed by a generous amount of mozzarella cheese and cream cheese. Mix that up real good, and that will be my filling. Come on now. Because check it out in the next step. I just piped that up to the edges. Made sure to put a generous amount. Closed the whole thing up. Then I went ahead and added some mozzarella cheese in the middle, and it was ready to be cooked. I cooked it the same exact way as I did the previous one, as once it was fully cooked, check it out, the world's first Wagyu stuffed crust pizza. Now that is a mouthful, and I have a feeling this might be the best pizza I ever had in my life, because now that everything is ready, we're going to be comparing it with the Pizza Hut as well. So now I say, it is enough talking and it is time to eat. So let's do it.
All right, everybody, and here we have some pizza, gentlemen. What do you guys think, huh?
Yeah, I see that. That's why I'm wondering, why do we have these?
Just to make it formal, no other reason. So here's the deal, I got a little experiment going on. What do you guys think? How do they look?
Everything looks good.
I mean, normally when we have an experiment with pizza, there's some steaks or something on the pizza. I don't see anything though.
Don't worry, there's steaks there. It's actually on the crust.
What?
So you know, Pizza Hut has cheese on the crust, right? I have steak on the crust. Now I want to know if this is a good idea or a bad one, but there's no way that sounds bad. Does that sound bad?
No, that's a good idea.
That sounds like a really good idea,
That's a
okay?
good idea.
It's just so Guga, it hurts. You
Yes,
replace
100%.
the cheese with steak.
And we're gonna compare, because this one right here is ground beef and this one here is actually steak. I wanna know which one is actually worth it. So we have a true comparison. This is straight up from Pizza Hut.
This is some of the best Pizza Hut pizza I've seen in a while. I'm not gonna lie. It looks pristine.
Let's try to remember the taste. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
I gotta tell you, I don't mind Pizza Hut.
Nothing wrong with that.
That is good.
Is it good?
It's, you know, it's what I expect from Pizza Hut, you know? This
Yeah.
is like, every time it's always the same, so.
Super cheesy. It has a nice buttery flavor on the crust. That filling of cheese inside the crust, I mean, it's so good. I think Pizza Hut has the best stuffed crust. Well, I mean, I haven't tried yours, but I think Pizza Hut has the best stuffed crust out of any of the other brands. The only thing I don't like about this pizza is that it does sit heavy.
It's very greasy. So, you know, we love the Neapolitan style pizza because it's nice and light. You can actually eat a lot more, everybody. So let's give that try to this one. Give me your honest opinion. Dig in.
Man, look, it looked like a little meatball right there in the corner.
I want to know what it tastes like. I want to know if you guys like better or not. And you know what I mean? I also love the little bubbles inside. Okay, enough talking. Let's give this a go. You guys ready for it?
I'm ready. I'm waiting on you.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Bro,
I don't mind that at all, everybody.
bro, forget Pizza Hut, bro. This is so much better.
Wow, wow, wow.
That is so different.
You know, one of my worries when I was doing it, I thought it wasn't going to cook it all the way through, and it did. What do you guys think? I want to know your opinion. Talk to me.
I prefer this pizza so much more. The char that it has on the bottom, plus you have those nice gooey cheese, that little tartness from the tomato sauce on top too, helps balance the flavors out. And you really get a strong meat flavor in the crust. It's actually freaking fantastic.
You know what it reminds me of? Having a meatball sandwich.
I think pizza is pizza, obviously, but whenever you do anything, homemade almost always tastes better than store-bought. And this is like apparent right now. Like this tastes like 10 times better than Pizza Hut. It's fresh, made by us. This is amazing.
And it's also so light and fluffy that you can really eat the whole pizza and not feel as gross after you have one slice of a Pizza Hut.
And it's not marinara. It's an actual tomato, you know?
There is absolutely nothing wrong with that one. Okay, now I'm gonna try this one here. Now this one's gonna be a little bit more extra special. I wanna know your honest opinion on this crust. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, there's a difference.
That is so much better.
Yo,
That is amazing.
pizzerias all over the world should be doing this, everybody. Damn.
It's like a cheese, but it's creamy on this crust.
You have that strong meat flavor in it, but it's also, like Angel said, like there's a creamier thing in there. It has more flavor. It has an additional texture as well. The pizza, I will say, is also perfectly cooked. Like the crust and the char, the little crispiness of the exterior is so different than what you have on Pizza Hut. It sounds weird, but this pizza tastes soggy compared to this.
Yeah, this one just feels fresh and it's like crunchy on the outside, where that one is kind of just like, you gotta just bite through.
I take everything back that I said about this pizza over here, everybody. Make this one right here, okay? Now, obviously, I did use very high quality steak here. I'm not gonna lie. But I think also, even if you do a regular, inexpensive steak, it's gonna be phenomenal because I combined it with cream cheese in there. That thing is so delicious. It's on a whole nother level. And most importantly, once you master the art of making pizza, pizza, you can start experimenting like this, everybody, because that is amazing. These are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. Remember, everything I use is always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. We're about to go do something I've never done before. I got AJ in the house.
What's up?
AJ, am I gonna die?
You don't know yet.
Oh no. What's up, everybody? Today I am in Utah. This is a beautiful place. I was invited by Camp Chef. They're gonna reveal a new grill, but at the same time, what this video is really about today. So there's a Chateaubriand made from the 19th century, and I wanna put it to the test against today's Chateaubriand. But hey, I got Andrew from the Anderson Smoke Show, and he is the one that actually thought of this idea. But there's only one way to find out if it's good, and that's to put it to the test.
So this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna keep it real simple like the 19th century and just some salt, pepper, garlic. We're gonna season that Wagyu tenderloin. We're gonna wrap it in those cheap $1 steaks and get it on the grill.
By the way it looks, it's like 50 cents, everybody. That thing don't look that good. If that beats today's standard, then we got something going. But hey, with all that being said, man, it's enough talking. Let's get this thing done.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, so we have two beautiful Wagyu Chateaubriand. So Marmalade score 5 and 6. Take a look at it. It's a beautiful piece of meat. All right, so like you said, we also have a very cheap cut of meat right here. Take a look at this. This is what I say costs like 50 cents. Look at it. But the idea is that this will be a complete waste because we're going to be wrapping it around, and hopefully it's going to protect this beautiful Chateaubriand. We're gonna season it with salt, followed by black pepper and garlic powder. As you can see, I'm seasoning it real good. Now I'm doing the same exact thing to the second one as well. This one right here is gonna be the control, and I'm basically just gonna season exactly like the other one. But now where the experiment comes in is this. Take a look at it. It's crazy. We're wrapping it with this $1 meat. Can't believe I'm doing it. But hey, don't knock something until you try it. With all that being said, take a look at it. Perfectly seasoned and ready for the grill. We're going to be putting it on the grill at 325 degrees Fahrenheit. We're looking for an internal temperature of 125 degrees Fahrenheit. Once that's done, we'll be taking it out, and this porcupine one over here, I'm just going to be removing it, slicing it up, and see how it tastes, because that is how they used to do it long time ago. Now, the real one, on the other hand, I am going to be putting a crust. And hopefully they have butter, thyme, and garlic here, so I can do a nice, beautiful sear. And then we're going to put it to the test and see which one is better. So with all that being said, enough talking, it's time to cook. So let's do it. Appearance-wise, they look ridiculous and really nice. That's all I gotta say. What do you think?
I agree, that's kind of an ugly tenderloin.
All right, let's go for it. Grab one. Let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
It's extremely tender.
It is ridiculously tender. Tastes damn good. I am missing the crust, but if you ask me, that tastes good.
Yeah, it's so tender. It's like no resistance at all.
Basically, you don't need teeth to eat it.
No.
Let's try this one and see which one is better.
Yeah.
All right, let's go for it. Ready?
Let's do it.
Cheers, everybody.
It's not as tender.
Yeah, this one is way more, but I miss the crust so much. Which one do you prefer?
I'm gonna go with the crust as
With
well.
the crust?
The modern.
I agree, 100%.
The one that was wrapped, I thought it was going to be awful, but it was actually good. Super tender, super juicy, but there's no replacement for a sear.
I would take either one. Both of them were really good. That 1900s Chateau, way more tender than I thought it would be. Very consistent with the tenderness.
I don't know how to say this, but I love you.
I understand why they would do this, so that you can preserve the meat. You know, you're trying to save it. These cost so much money, and you try not to burn it or mess anything up. Nowadays we have thermometers. You know, we kind of fancy whenever we're cooking. If you ask me, it's not worth it. Oh no! A little bit too much excitement for Angel. Are you all right?
Yeah, we're all fine.
We're all good, dude.
You're
I
good?
was scared for you.
Hey, I got it on camera.
Did you really?
Was it cool?
It was pretty epic. Please tell your mom you're okay.
I'm okay, it's fine. I was just hanging. I was like, this, you alright, bro? I was like, you okay, dude? Yeah, I'm just right here, man.
Anyway, guys, those are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a surprising result for me because it was still edible. You saw what everybody thought of it. Let me know in the comments down below what you would think. But most importantly, make sure you guys go check him out. Subscribe to his channel. He's an awesome dude. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.